Hello, hello, Lenmiches. How are you? Need your mellow hit. Just getting ready here. Lovely to see you. Lovely to see you. Let's see here. I have no doubt the music is a little loud. The screen usually isn't for the mic. You know what I'll do here. There we go. My mic was on mute. I just tried talking there. I was gonna say, no, I'm here. I'm here. I said I was gonna be right back, and then I came back, and then I was muted. My apologies. I was gonna ask, what's new with you? How are you doing? Should be able to hear me now. Yes, there's the Chris. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, so almost finished this. No, that's event sign up. No, not that. Where is it? Here we go. That's that, there's that. I'm not too surprised to hear that there are limitations. How's the progress on getting that apartment? And hello there, Keith. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Yeah, this Discord channel seems to be a bit dead, so I'm not going to bother with that one. I think that would be a smart decision, Theralimachus. Based off the things you've said, it sounds like that's going to be something that would probably do you a lot of good for your mental health. Oh, that's fine. That's okay. Don't put any priority on me. That's you got to take care of yourself. Oh, it would help with your school and other work. Yeah. Now, you gotta take care of yourself and your needs. It's all good, yo. Besides, I haven't been able to make it to the post office yet, so don't worry about that right now. Alright. So, I've got that. I need to clear these off of my desk. Got a bunch of Death Guard just hanging out here. Not all of them are half finished. I can access my wet palette. Ah, there we go. Gonna look at the apartment on Friday and see its contract. That's good. I'm happy for you. I'm really happy for you, Lemitches. And you'd just be able to bring that printer with you once you move, right? Or is it like your parents' printer? Flesh test guy. No printer is all mine. Excellent. Heck yeah, you did. Like a boss. Alright. Excellent. You got a nice empty wet palette. That's what I like. That's what we're talking about. Alright. Cool. So, I should probably put at least one glove on. Just my left hand. I don't need my right hand. That'd definitely be the first thing you bring. Love the big music today. Oh, the background music today? Excellent. I'm glad. Yeah, it sounds really nice today. It's a pretty big playlist. So, I mean, I think like everything repeats at least once, but it's like a 2-hour playlist. Glove equals professionals. There was somebody that they took a look at my stream and they were like, I see you wear a glove, so that means you're more professional than I am. And I was like, what? No, that's... I mean, the glove is just a glove. Anyone can have a glove. I just thought it was funny. I get it though, because like when you see the glove, it's like, oh, they're taking this seriously, because it's a black glove. I think it's because it's a black glove too. Honestly, I think if I was wearing blue gloves, people wouldn't take me as seriously. It's just really funny, but I mean, like, it's not like I know what I'm doing. I don't know diddly squat. Anyone can have a glove, but you look good in it. That's true. That's true. Honestly, if it was socially acceptable for me to wear gloves everywhere I went, I probably would. Except for the fact that my hands get really sweaty in these, so maybe not. If we could fix the hand sweat thing, I would wear these every day, everywhere I went. Alright, so, what are we working on today? I'm going to paint these little guys, because I have been messing around with like different undead decaying flesh. So I got 2 orc zombies here. I've got these 2 squiddy guys from, what is it? Oh, no, stick in that stick tack. There we go. If I stick you in the stick tack, you don't wobble around. These come from the others. The only difference between these 2 is that this one was painted, the final highlight was with Rakarth flesh, and on this one, the final highlight was Vampiric Shadow, which is over here. By the way, had to buy a VR setup so we could start sculpting. Oh, that's really cool. I've seen the software that people use for it. I saw it in an episode of... Oh, what's that guy's name on YouTube? He's got the brother that does all the sword stuff. The Australian guys. Jazza. Yes, I saw Jazza sculpt a giant space marine with it. You know who I was talking about. Oh my goodness, why is my throat like this? Okay. Alright. We're gonna start painting now. I think a painting stream should at least be 10% painting. So, before I start on these, I'm gonna just add a final highlight to this guy here. Oh, my throat. This is disgusting. I am so sorry, everybody. Alright, so we're gonna just... down there. I have way better software than him, though. Excellent. That's good. That's good. Alright, so I'm gonna grab a nice little brush here. Oh, there's a few people hanging in the chat lurking today. Hello, lovely lurkers. You are welcome to continue lurking. There's no pressure to say hello. But yeah, so I have a couple of undead nerdly looking things, like this guy in the background, who I want to kind of figure out what kind of colors to use with. And in terms of like fantasy undead, there's so many options. This is way too wet. I think I just had too much water loaded in my brush. So I'm just kind of like trying to figure out what I want to do with it. With this guy in particular, I want to go with a greenish skin tone. Because with him, I want to make all the legs like a coppery color, and if I go with a copper, the green is going to look better with it than say if I did like a purpley flesh. Not that you can't do a purpley flesh, it's just it would be a little more complementary if I did a green. So that's the plan with that. And then I've got the Stitched Abomination with the big ol' cleavers. And so I'm gonna have that done. But in terms of the sculpt, ah, my gosh, throat, stop needing clearing. There's nothing wrong. In terms of the sculpt, I got this from Barthel's Marvels. They're the ones who printed it for me. I provided the STL file. This isn't one that they have in their store. You can see I still need to do a little bit of gap filling there, which is perfectly fine. Resin warps. That's just how resin works. But the print quality on this is just ridiculously good. I believe they have, what is it? Most good quality ones are like a 0.4. If I recall correctly, they're using like a 0.2. So like to the touch, I cannot feel any of the scan lines. Making tangles, lurking because you found a new thing to play with. LDD, Lego Digital Designer. Lego Digital Designer is super good. Sorry, give me 1 second. There's someone at the door. Alright. Playing Diablo and watching you paint these guys is fitting. Oh, yeah, these guys would totally fit with Diablo. Yeah, it's just Amazon. Cat hair. I love my kitties, but I don't love it in my palette. LDD is old, no? I mean, like, it may still have not discovered it until recently. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, I've played with LDD before. It's really fun. I spent a lot of time trying to make a Lego Ganondorf. Or not Ganondorf, Ganon from Ocarina of Time. Alright, so I'm not minding this. This is not too terrible. There's only so much I can really do with these ones here, and I'm really not trying to be too careful with this one. I just want to see, like, when I use these colors, how do they look on a zombie? I'm pretty satisfied with that. Okay, cool. So we're going to grab the first guy here. We're going to go with these purples. We're going to try and do something kind of like this. These ones were just done with dry brushing. Nothing too special, but this guy has more round features. He's got the pustules. I can do stuff with that. I also want to do one that has a baseline of purple, but then go into the greens. Because when I was doing this guy originally, I could see some of the purple shadows, and it looked really nice. Just gonna go grab the package at the door. 1 second. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. And now that my headphones reconnected, I have to go back into the output and go into the multi-source output. And now you guys can hear again and go into that. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Ooh, that's exciting there, Limages. Oh, you totally need cats. Absolutely. I remember seeing a message that Muffin was building some things, but I didn't get to see the pictures. Not yet, at least. I haven't been in Kay's server for quite a bit. I've been a little preoccupied, so this is unfortunate. The more things that I'm doing that I'm enjoying, I'm finding the less time I have to go hang out into my friends' servers. Alright. So, I guess to an extent that can't be helped, but doesn't mean I have to enjoy that. Alright, cool. So, let's start with this guy. Oh, I'm so excited to finally be painting these. Oh, Bricklink. Yep, Bricklink is good. I like Bricklink. Who was it? I was talking with somebody. I think I was talking with Mailule, and I was like, I'm going to be painting these tomorrow. And she replied to me, she's like, are you still going to be able to use the family-friendly tag if you paint these? And I was like, I mean, I think so, but just in case I haven't added it back today. Although there will be no F-bombs today. There were some F-bombs in the last, in the speed paint stream, because, oh man, I enjoy taking my time with these minis. I do not enjoy speed painting them. You know what, I'm just doing a base coat. I don't really need to do a brush that's super high tip, and I'm encountering the issue again where the gloves are resulting in everything being turning too high white, so I'm just going to turn that off. I'm going to manually set this back up, say to 300. Let's see if that does it. That's too high. We'll go 200. That's better. It's a little too high for my liking. Let's go with 150. See if that does it. That's much better. That's much better. But I could use higher. There we go. Now you can see the details. That's what I'm talking about. Gotta see them details. Yeah, so we're just gonna use a soft round tip brush. We're doing base coating. We don't need something too high point for that. Hey, Wolf Parable, lovely to see you. Lovely to see you. Wolf Parable, are you going to accuse me of abusing my children? Are we going to have that conversation? That rascal, every time my little fuzzy fur baby starts screaming for food, he's like, you're abusing them. It's all in jest, of course. Although I did consider feeding them before stream, but I opted not to, so inevitably there's going to be a point, probably an hour or two from now, where I have little kitties screaming at me on stream again. I'm very excited for Evil Images. I'm very, very excited for you on that. Almost gone. If you would just do what he demands, you wouldn't have to. Almost loose? Yeah, loose. Loose. Because... yeah. I'm really excited for Images. I went for college basically as soon as I graduated high school, just to get out of the house. So I know the feeling of desperately wanting to leave. I do not know the feeling of not being able to, so I can only feel sorry. And, you know, condolences that it has not been something you've been able to do sooner. Alright. Nice chunky zombie. Ganon's leaving. Ganon's not interested in me right now. Not yet. Yeah. It's not easy, right? Like, being... like, you know... it's all there really is to it. It's not always easy. It's not something that's always achievable. Hello! You did come to say hello. Say hello, everyone. There we go. Hey, buddy. You gracing them with your presence, your majesty. Hmm? Yeah, you're such a cutie. Oh, come on, you. Don't be like that. There we go. Ganon, I would never besmirch his name Trader Phone. Gavin. Yes, yes, Gibbon. I see what happened. I see what happened. Yeah. You see the way he was just sitting there? He knew that he is high and mighty. He knows he's high and mighty. That little jerk. Alright. So we're almost covered, or finished covering this base coat on the skin. It's kind of deep gray purple. And then I can go into the highlighting. Now, that being said, I did get my hands on my, what do you who's it's? My Pro Acryls, and I'm actually kind of tempted to see if I can recreate this color and then try it on the same model and see how that goes. Mango Smasher, lovely to see you. Good evening. Good evening. I hope you are doing well. Oh, never mind. I see that you say that you're already doing well. Excellent. Happy to hear it. I am graced by your presence. Lovely to have you here. While my stream is not as dark and dull as it used to be, which was actually pretty fitting for the most part with the mood and tone, you know, I hope, you know, the chill vibes help close off the day for you. It's always nice to end the day on a relaxing note. Man, this belly button, I'm gonna have a lot of fun painting that. I am doing well, you know. I took a little bit of time for me to wake up this morning, but all in all, I'm pretty good. You know, I'm finally painting up some of these zombies. I'm practicing, you know, testing some color palettes just on some test models here. Although, you know, I'm going to still try and make them look nice. I just want to get them nice and prepped for when I handle the big, you know, the centerpieces. Although the purple skin palette is not going to be for that model. This one I'm going to go with more of a green. Give me 1 second here. Oh, you're so cute. Mango Smasher, have you met Ganon? Have you met the Great Donut Lord? I don't know if you were still lurking in the time being, but this is Lord Ganon. This is Lord Ganon over here. Mango Love striked again. I've been seeing you putting that everywhere. Hashtag Mango Love. Is falling like a brick for her new girlfriend. Very happy for her. That's good. But yeah, so this... Oh, it's tilted. There we go. This purple palette I'm going to be applying to the Stitched Abomination. This is a model from Archvillain Games. I think having some red and purple is going to really go well. Have like obviously like a rusted blade kind of color. I just think that kind of purple scheme will look really good. And then with a copper, green, yellow, obviously some orange rust, and verdigris on the copper. I think those will look really nice too. No need for apologies there, Limages. You're fine. You're fine. I've told you before, you're welcome to talk about those stuff. I mean, you keep it pretty, you know, family friendly. You just talk about, like, oh, this person went on a date. It was good. Well, not person. It was one of your girlfriends. So it's perfectly fine, you know. And if people are offended by, you know, the fact that other people have different ways of living their lives that are not monogamous, well, you know, that's something that they will have to come to accept as a reality. I myself am monogamous, but I have no problem with people who aren't, so. Yeah. Well, it hit Warlander. I can't remember where it was. I have no doubt Mango Love smashed into Warlander's stream. There was somewhere else I feel like I saw it. I can't remember. I think it was yesterday. I don't know. I'm My brain is mostly mashed potatoes these days, so don't mind me. Now, is that belly or is that clothes? I see clothes there, but that part looks like that could be belly. Man, I have no idea. Because, like, those are boils. That's a boil. And it looks almost like he's... I have no idea. I really can't tell. Alright, well, you know, I'll just go over here. Because I can see, like, this area is clothes. Let's see here. Make sure that you guys can actually see what I'm talking about. Looks like that's clothes, that's clothes. And then there's, like, this part where it goes under, and I can't tell if that's, like, cutting off. Let's see here. I have another model of the same sculpt. Yeah, is he, like... Did his you know, Wachahuzits, like, come through the clothes? Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. Boiled clothes, yeah. Because I mean, like, that does happen. You know, if you're not treating injuries, they can fuse and go through your clothing. Which this guy is like a diseased, pox-ridden zombie, which, you know, I anticipate he is not being well taken care of. Well, it's a lot of hit Warlander. Like, I managed with the community to raise money to help him get an order he had to cancel. That was going to... Oh, really? I didn't know about that. I totally missed all of that. I wish he would have told me. I would have gladly helped out with that. Gosh darn it. Well, heck, I'm glad to hear that there, Mango. I had no idea. That little rascal. I'm gonna have to talk to him about that. Mind you probably wouldn't want to tell me, you know, just in case it felt like it, you know. I know how people can be with, you know, the subject of money can be touchy for some people, so I get that. That rascal, I totally would have helped out with that. Well, provided I would have been able to at the time, that is, of course. Totally fair. I don't know if I'm in his Discord. Ah, shoot. I am a bad friend. Okay. I need to go find that link to his Discord. It's probably in his Twitch channel, so I'll have to take a look at that. Yeah, and I found out because we thought he had died. Ah, jeez. Yeah, there was a little bit where he was a little silent. Yeah. Ah, heck. No, Warlander did not die. He was absent for about a week or so, I think. So I know what Mango's referring to. He wasn't streaming for a while. There was just radio silence of Warlander. want to give this a shot. I'm going to try this plus a bit of this, the bright warm gray, and I might have to put in just a pinch of this tan flesh. I want to see how this stuff behaves. This is going to be my first time. Listen to that shake. That's nice. Oh man, days of the week, I've stopped trying to keep track of those. Alright, so I got a little bit of purple. It's a nice bright purple. Do I have like a warm gray? I think I have a warm gray, yeah. I do have a warm gray. Maybe it's just going to be warm gray in this purple. Alright, mix those two together. Ooh. That's pretty close to the consistency. I like this texture. Yeah, so it needs a little bit of lightness to it. I'm going to put in just this bright warm gray. Yeah. Well, I mean, for mango, it's probably close to Thursday now. Or it's reaching Thursday soon. But yeah, no, it's Wednesday right now. It's fine. Time's an illusion. Okay, perfect. So that is about the same consistency there. Or sorry, not mango. Limachas. Ooh, I am liking this. So it's very flowy, but it sticks. It sticks really nicely. Understanding the appeal of Pro Acryl. I like how this moves on my brush. I'm loving how it spreads. Now, because it is water-based, it is going to want to pull in together a little bit. That's fine. Well, I mean, I'm learning it by myself right now too, but I've just got it on my wet palette and I just mixed it together. I'm seeing there's a couple spots where I'm kind of having to revisit, which is fine. I've had to do that with other paints too, like with my Army Painter paints, I find if they're on my wet palette for too long, they will completely lose their ability to stick to the model or to the primer, and they end up pooling and separating, as if similarly to how what will happen if you try painting on top of mold release. And I'm seeing a little bit of that happen with this, but I kind of anticipated, because this is a water-based paint, or water-based acrylic. So you just have to kind of revisit some of the areas sometimes. But what I kind of want to try and do is see if I can basically paint this in MSPs and then paint this one using my Pro Acryls. I think that's what I kind of want to try doing here. Paint on brush, paint on model. that will be 20 euros. Dang, look at Olimiches here. The sass. Although, not wrong. Ultimately, that's just what I'm doing. But we'll see how this goes, right? Little rascal. No doubt I have definitely covered some cloth here, but right now we're just doing base coats, trying to keep it thin, so I don't really care. Mellow Miniatures, what's that I hear? That's right, Mellow Miniatures is here. Can I sign up for 3 courses? Doing all right. I have no doubt that there's a good course on Miniac's site. Miniac has a good business sense. He really does. Like, this is a hobby, but he also treats it like a business, which is good. Because ultimately, like, if he's going to be doing that full time, he has to. And that's what he does. He does it full time, right? But I don't know. Being stubborn, I've had paint try to pool and separate on me before. Best thing I can really just say is you just got to be stubborn back at it, not be worried about it being a failing of the paint or anything. You just gotta, put that paint back there again. Eventually, it'll settle. And looks like that was pooling over here. Just let that dry up a little bit. Once it starts settling, you don't want to paint over it multiple times because that's going to lift the paint, so then you just move on to somewhere else. Oh, too bad. Jokes popping in before you play some games. All right, you have a good rest of the night there, Mellow Miniatures. And yes, I did see your message. I will get back to you. We can start scheduling something up. We'll just have to figure out when works best. We could probably do it this weekend if you want. But you tell me when you want to, and we'll work off that. We'll work off your schedule. I don't think that one's blister. I think that one's just a roll. Yeah, gotta paint his exposed boob. Oh, Ganon. So here we can see some of that paint tried to pull off and lift, and we're just gonna go back in again. One thing that I noticed while I was working with the Pro Acryls before is that if you use too much paint, they're going to gather up and they're going to bead. So using it thinly really is like absolutely key. But I mean, that's not too shouldn't be that advice shouldn't be too surprising, because we kind of want to keep our paints relatively thin in most cases. So you can see here, this one, hopefully you were able to see that, like it's slightly pooling up, so gonna let that dry a little, and then we'll go over top of it again afterwards. And we just kind of keep searching and, you know, seek and destroy. You can see these layers are just a little thin, get a little see-through, go over top of them. All in all, though, I'm loving the vibrancy here. I mean, like, we dulled it up with some grays, but overall, like, the color still just, it feels really strong. And if I place this next to this guy, like, yeah, they're different paints, but like, after when I was painting this guy, I thought that I already had him, like, the base coat relatively done, but here I'm seeing, like, afterwards, this one is just, it's so much more thicker. Like, I spent the same amount of time, if not less, on this one, and I can see now that I have to do more coats on this one. And, you know, there are areas I missed, obviously, like I'm seeing that I missed this part here, but yeah, consider me sold on Pro Acryls. The kitty is, he never left. Wolf never left. He knows his followers are here, the cult of the Donut Lord. All praise he, you know, but yeah, no, he's still here. He never left. And so the paint I'm using here is an MSP paint. I really love MSP paint for how matte the finish is. It's always super, super matte. That's one thing I know that I can really rely on with my MSP paints. And I like that matte look. I'm not really a big fan of satin or glossy. Only time I really gloss things up is if they're blood, or if they're like supposed to be pus or water. Usually I save the glossy finish for water effects. You know. And so, in contrast, like when using the MSP paint, you know, because I think it's really helpful to have comparisons here. I know that when I lay down my MSP paint, it's not going to move, it's not going to shift, it's not going to bead up, and that is definitely something that's a big difference versus the Pro Acryl that I was just using there. If the beading up and migrating is something that like just really like offends you, then you're probably not going to love your Pro Acryls. I'm usually pretty easygoing with my paints, as long as it's not like going to respond, you know, catastrophically to water, which, you know, is, you know, some people are okay with that. For myself, not really a big fan of that, because again, I use a wet palette, and I usually have to oversaturate my wet palette due to the massive lack of humidity in the room that I paint in. Plus it gets really warm, so it's dry, warm, my wet palette dehydrates. So the only solution is to oversaturate it so that I'm not like doing it every couple minutes. So Army Painter typically gets very uncooperative with me due to that, which is not a fault of Army Painter, it's just not how you know, it doesn't cooperate with the way that I paint, which is fine, right? I've really come to the acceptance that there's no such thing as a bad paint. There's just different paints that behave different ways. Like, some people might say that foundry paints are bad because the pigment is low and it requires a lot of layers. But if, in contrast, if you want to really do glazes, a lot of the time you can do glazes using foundry paints out of the bottle. So that right there suggests it's not a bad paint, it just has a certain expected behavior. It's too strong for you, eh? Hey, Thunderhead, lovely to see you. I'm giving some feedback on my first time use with Pro Acryl. I'm just doing some base coats right now, and I gotta say, I'm a pretty big fan. And you know what? Too strong. I will say, yeah, Wolf Parable, the pigmentation in Pro Acryl is insanely strong. I don't see any way of glazing it without like having to, water it down. Because it is a water-based paint, you probably can just water it down with water for a glaze. Pro Acryl for the pros, goodness. It's a disgustingly nice paint. It thins beautifully. Yeah, so Thunderhead, this is my first day with the Pro Acryls. Just distilled water and a drop of Flow Aid. Yeah, no, that sounds about right. I'm wondering if I'm even going to have to use distilled water. And the reason I say that is because I live in Canada and British Columbia. And the reason why that matters at all is, or why I even bother bringing it up, the regulations for our tap water are stricter for that than that of bottled water. So your for anyone who lives in BC, or I can't speak for the rest of Canada, but in British Columbia, our tap water is cleaner than bottled water. I'm on a well with a lot of mineral content. Yeah, if you have high mineral content, then yeah, absolutely. Back in my hometown, we were on a well. I don't know what the mineral content on it would be. I have no knowledge of that, but yeah, no, absolutely. But that being said, I loved the tap water. Like, I never started distilling water until like I moved out into the city, where the water, all clean. It was not to my liking as a kid, but it has changed. I also tend to a lot of layering or blending, and it never blended well with Pro Acryl paints. Interesting. I have not yet to try blending with those Pro Acryl paints. Given the flowiness, I would listen to that. I would assume it would blend well, but I don't know right yet. I am yet to find out. But I've seen what Outsider Miniature does, and I think he almost exclusively uses a combination of Pro Acryl and War Paints. Not Army Painter, whatever that other one is, I always forget. And he does some beautiful blending. Hey, Keith. Yeah, back in Sask, it was highly suggested to use filtered taps because we got our water from the lake nearby. Fascinating. Trying to do a lot of layering and blending and never blended well. Yeah. Well, I'm going to find out. I'm very excited to be on this journey with you guys. I'm also really glad for like the community I have, because I feel like there's zero chance I'm going to be like, you're doing it wrong. I'm just like, oh, yeah, I'm sensitive to that kind of stuff. I've never had anyone in the community really do that to me. So, that just goes to you guys. You guys are all awesome. Very, very kind and open and, overall swell. That goes to you too, Thunderhead. By the way, how did your oil painting on your kaiju guys go? When I was there, you were rocking them. They were super good. It wasn't the cleanest lake. When I used it with the other paints, it was far too strong, typically overwhelmed the weaker colors. Wolfer, I will say I have experienced, just in general, like, I avoid mixing my MSPs with my Viejos as often as I can, because I've just found in general different paint companies, like, they do not like cooperate with each other very well when mixing. I found mixing anything with Army Painter was usually a disaster unless I was mixing Army Painter with Army Painter. And I think it just has to do with like how their paints are formed, right? Because I would find a lot of separations. Listen, Chris, as long as the paint brush, as long as paintbrush paint model, you're not doing it wrong. And I like that. See, Eliminations, that's exactly it. Really, in the end of the day, it's, what you're going to be doing is not going to be wrong. It's just going to be, it might be different. And I love that about painting. And I try to tell people, like, if you're like watching a tutorial, take it with a grain of salt. The person's usually talking about the way that has worked well for them, and it might not work out for you very well. If your style is drastically different, right? Not to say that you shouldn't like check out tutorials. I love checking out tutorials. You learn new things. It's just you may alter them to work in the way that works best with your style. Because while we're not painting on canvases per se, different mini painters absolutely have different styles. And that doesn't mean that one person's style is better than another. Some people are like contrast, 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 contrast. Not the paint, like in just contrast of colors and light, saturation and the like. But like if you go and you look at like someone who's painting in a grim dark style, they don't have high contrast a lot of the time. There's a lot of dark and dark and dark with some highlights. And it looks beautifully, but it's not necessarily better or worse than someone who paints the same style that Games Workshop does, where edge highlighting is key, right? It's so specific. We need slogan: paintbrush, paint model, Ganon interrupts. Ganon will scream. Maybe Ganon is actually like really toxic, and he's like, "You're painting it wrong." Could you imagine if Ganon was just actually an awful, toxic jerk, and all the time all he was telling me is how bad of a painter I am? I wouldn't put it past him. Where is that lovely Viejo decaying flesh color? It was like rotten flesh. There it is. Here we go. Dead flesh. So I don't use this for dead flesh, except when I do. I think the dead flesh works great for like orc zombies, because like it's just like a desaturated orc, which I thought that was really good. No, I was using dead flesh for like all the boils and stuff. For sure, certain painter styles won't work for everyone. Absolutely. So, Let's see. So now I'm actually going to grab a nice brush. Grab this number 4. Boil flesh. Exactly. Ugh. Nasty. Don't I have like a color that works for that? Not really. I don't think I actually have any greens in Procryl. When I was filling up my cart, I decided every color except for green, apparently. So I'm just going to use this on my greens. But yeah, like I hear a lot of people say they dislike, for example, Vallejo game color. And one point that was made, which I think is absolutely valid, was the consistency. They found that the tones and hues didn't match in the same color when they buy their replacements. That's valid. That is a bad thing for a paint. Consistency is key. But like other things were like, I don't like the thickness of it, and I was like, well, I don't know. Like, I've never had problems with the thickness, because what I do is I take it on my wet palette and I spread it out like a pancake. And when I do that, it works really nicely. Now, does it work as nice as model color? I don't know. Model color seems to be universally loved. I have one bottle of model color. I intend on getting others in the future, but yeah. I make game color work for me. But that's how I paint. It might not work for everyone else. So I'm noticing there's one bristle in this brush that is longer than the others, and it is giving me some mild anxiety. I am anticipating it going and slapping other things, which isn't the end of the world. This is a base coat. I have the base coat stuff still on my brush. It doesn't matter in the end of the day. So, you know, let's just put that to rest. Oh my god, I am loving this. I was talking with my boss the other day, and he knows that I'm a mini painter, and I was like, look, I have something really gross I'm going to show you. It was these 3D prints in the background, this one here, and I was like, I'm going to show it to you, and it's gross, and I'm just going to let you know ahead of time. And I was like, look, I don't know what's wrong with me, but apparently in the year that there's a pandemic, I decided, you know what I really am going to have a lot of like fun doing? Painting diseased, rotting flesh. Like, I was like, yeah, you know what? Death Guard, really cool. I don't know what's wrong with me. Apparently, I was like, yeah, this is perfectly like the right time to do this. I see no problem with this. Like, what's wrong with me? Look, boss, gross boils. Please look at it. Exactly, yeah. Like, he already saw my demon prints, and he was like, is it like that? And I'm like, it's exactly like that. But more. Hi, Ganon. Yeah. 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 Oh, yeah. 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 We having a conversation? Yeah? Yeah, he's like right beside the food bowl. Because of course he is. Boss thinks, I hope this is safer work situation. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's I don't know. He actually is. He's super supportive of like the stream and stuff. When I was telling him that in in June that I'm going to be doing a charity stream for the Trevor Project during Pride Month. He was like, "That's really cool. You know, you should email your office manager, and she can let your coworkers know that you're doing it, and maybe they can make donations too." Um, like stuff like that, right? Like just like super supportive. We have a thing at our work. It's like the Bright Funds, where if I make donations to things through the Bright Funds, my work matches my payment. I think they're willing to do like up to like $1,200 a year or something like that. But like if I pay $100, they'll pay $100. But they won't do that if I do it through Tiltify, unfortunately. But they will do it through their thing. And I've considered, like, do I want to do a fundraiser outside of Tiltify where basically I say that I will match your guys' donations, and like if you guys pay me $5, I'll pay $10, which means then my work will pay $10 as well. I've considered doing that, but I thought if I do that, I might get in trouble with my work, because it might be seen as a abusing of their system. But like, quick, using vicious mockery, he does. Stops in on his way to bed. What's up, Loki? I hope you had a good trip. It's always nice to sleep in your own bed again. I did, except for a very rude dingbag. It was a relentless view of the train. Jeez. That's unfortunate. Well, you've come back to the quiet, relaxing stream of painting boils. Ooh, this is a nice big one. Let's do that one. Screaming weird versions of Arabic into a phone hitting the table. Yeah, I mean, what language he was doing it in isn't really too important, but you shouldn't be having screaming matches on your phone on the transit. Relax. I mean, that's like sure enough, but it really, like, that's, how do I put it? to assume it sounds angry, or if it is angry, or whether or not it is fine, but when you go specifying the language in that way like that, or saying the language sounds angry, it comes off quite badly, if you get what I mean. I know, but I like, yeah. I hope you get what I mean. Like, so, and that's why I say it really doesn't matter like what language it was, but I do agree that, you know, having a loud conversation, hitting a table, not very appropriate for on the train. Cool. As long as we have an understanding. But nonetheless, you're back home. It's quiet, relaxing. It's good stuff. Nice. There you go. That's good. That's good. Sleep, or maybe paint. Who knows? I totally hear you. Well, it's nice to see you, buddy. Yeah, I'm just practicing up some different ways of doing like diseased zombie flesh. Yeah, we're starting off with this really dark purple here, but we're gonna keep highlighting till it's gonna look kind of like this. This one was just dry brush. It's quick and dirty. I'm going to spend a bit more time on this one. I just want to test to make sure the scheme works, because once it does, we're going to go move on to that one right there, which is going to be very exciting. So just practicing it up. You know, give some good shout outs to Barthel's Marvels. They're the ones who printed those off for me. Yeah, they partook in the charity stream that Outsider Miniatures did, which is very exciting. Which reminds me, I should probably reach out to him again for the upcoming one here in June. "10 hours until I have to get up again." Ooh, yeah. Probably best just to relax and sleep, if that's the case. I mean, we all know how us painters get, right? You start painting something, and then it's not just a half hour. It'll end up being much longer than that. Rarely do I find myself painting for the amount of time that I set myself out to paint. these guys I'm painting right now, these come from Zombicide, the Black Plague. I believe these ones might be Kickstarter exclusives, unfortunately. So the only way of getting them is probably on the markup market, which sucks. But if anyone's curious and wanting to pick up copies of their own, that is where you would get them. I think this track's a little loud. I'm just gonna turn that down just a little bit. There we go. Yeah, I miss them too, Keith. This is most certainly going to be a game that I do want us to play once things are back to normal. I really enjoy Zombicide Black Plague. Well, no, I enjoy Zombicide. I haven't played Black Plague yet. But a fantasy version of Zombicide can only be good, is my presumption. Oh. Someone's stepping out for a little bit. Yeah. And that's kind of like one of the nice things about this is, like, here I am, I'm spending time with all you guys, I'm having fun, we're painting minis, we're learning things, getting to see some cool new models, and all while at the same time I have my board game pieces more painted up. Because I plan on using all these. I always get asked, I'm like, from people like, do you sell them after you paint them? Like, just like from older people, right? And I was like, no, these are for keepsies. These are for my board games. My neighbors ask me when they see me priming, because I usually end up priming in the garage or the parking lot. And I have neighbors that are very genuinely fascinated with the minis that I'm painting or priming. I think the funniest part is I don't have cell phone reception down there, and I usually don't carry my cell on me when I'm like priming in the first place, so like I don't even get a chance to show people what the finished products look like. All right, so that's all the bloated boxes on this guy. Feels like he has almost too many. Maybe some of these were just folds of skin and I painted them as boxes. I don't know. We'll find out. Now moving on to this guy here. Yeah, see, like right there, that looks like that could be one Or it could be skin. I don't know. You know what? Just to make him look a little bit better before I jump onto that guy, I'll do some pre-thinned Steel Legion Drab. Oof. Don't I have a Pro Aquarelle equivalent to that? You know, I've got this Burnt Sienna. That's not quite it. I've got a Dark Umber. Maybe if I mix the Dark Umber up with maybe like a... Maybe with my Bright Ivory, I can achieve a similar color. Who knows? I will find out. Is anyone interested in Spellcrow? I recently, along with my Plague Marine heroes, picked up a Spellcrow Orc Doctor. Is anyone interested in seeing that? I posted it in the Discord, but maybe people want to see like a full turnaround. I don't know. Just see like the size comparison, all that stuff. Hey, how's it going, Mage Tales? Lovely to see you, lovely to see you. And we're just painting ourselves up some Zombicide, Bloated Bursters. I left a fresh, wet palette Sunday, and the paint on it is still nice, thin, and wet. Yeah. Oh man, my red grass palette does such a good job for that. Although I will say, it definitely smells a bit funky if I leave it for too many days. Marvel United Kickstarter is up. Ooh, that's exciting. Do you paint a lot of the Marvel figures there, Mage Tales? Like the what is it? I think it's Marvel Infinity. I used to try and keep up with Kickstarters, but there's just too many cool ones. I've kind of just like turn my back away from it. Otherwise I end up spending far too much. Although don't get me wrong, there's definitely Kickstarters I do back, otherwise I would not have this here. I opted out of the Cowboy Zombicide game. What else is there? They've done a couple that I've kind of like opted out for recently. Got the first wave coming in today. Oh, excellent. Usually I buy the Kickstarter stuff after it's out. That's understandable. Not a bad practice either. Sometimes I'll just get a big box of minis and I'm like, ah, shoot, that's right. There was a Kickstarter that I did. It's hard to keep track of them after a while, you know? Hey, Orcs Paint Shop, lovely to see you. Lovely to see you. I'm just practicing up some zombies right here. But I got some zombie orcs for you. And actually, Orcs Paint Shop, you might be interested. Would you be... It's not painted, but I recently assembled, just yesterday, the Spellcrow Orc Doctor, which is their version of a Pain Boy. Would you be interested in taking a look at it? I'm always wanting to, share and promote some of the other mini companies that are out there. Whether it's Titan Forge or if it's Spellcrow, Cromlech, which Artel W. Whoever, just because Games Workshop has a little bit more than enough presence, And I may just use the Warhammer tag for non-Warhammer minis to try and get that exposure out for people. Went heavy on this one because I love Chibis and Marvel. Oh, excellent. That's exciting. Yeah, the Chibi figures are really cute. I usually like getting minis that I can dual purpose for both RPGs or for board games. Or war games, or get them two purposes. So I usually don't go too often for the Marvel stuff or like the Batman or whichever. There's a few of them, right? But they do look nice. They look very nice. Can't argue with that. Make it chibi and I'll buy it. That is totally valid. The power of cute. Yeah, I don't do a lot of superhero like myself, but this is the second. Yep. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. HeroClix was the first. HeroClix is really cool. They had some Alien hero clicks that I really wanted to get and paint. And there's a Alien board game out there, as well as I think it's, who is it? I believe Gale Force 9 has the rights to the current Alien license for making miniatures. So I'm wanting to pick up some of those because I have the Alien RPG and I really want to, see if I can use minis for it. Because why not, right? And Alien is just one of my favorite franchises. There we go. Very happy to see Alien is on Disney Plus now. That makes me super happy. Oh, Ganon! Oh, Ganon! Oh, Ganon! Oh, Ganon. Hi. Yeah. Hi, buddy. Oh. You wanting to say hello again? I'll say hello again. There's Alien chibis, of course. Chibi everything, right? Alright, so let's see here. Mow. Mow. One day I'll get a dedicated camera for him, but I'll need a special rig for that. Oh, are you coming to say hello? You're turning around. Hey. Hey. Lord Ganon Doof. Obey the Donut Lord. Exactly. Exactly. Alright, I need some water. Alright. Yeah, bye. So, now that I've done that with this guy, that's pretty pale, not liking it. Have to do multiple layers. Alright, let's try these Procos. So I'm going to try and mix up a, not the exact same tone, but a comparable color. Wow. Wow what? Mage Tales? What is WoW? This Kickstarter has been up for 3 hours, and yeah, I'm not surprised. Who is it? Is it a cool mini or not? Kickstarter? Who's behind it? Because that's gonna have a huge... Yeah, of course it is, of course. That's just how their Kickstarters are. I mean, they have a strong reputation. Nope, that never got closed up. Whoops. Ganon! Wow. WoW is a good game, is what it is. WoW is in World of Warcraft? Are you just being snarky? Are you being... I think you're being snarky. You're not snarky, but it's, a rascal. Alright. Trying to just get that color that I want. There we go. That looks like a good baseline color. Ah, it's way too gray. I spoke mine on WoW last week. I'm gonna keep quiet. It's all good, Wolf Bearable. Trying to get the right color combination in here. Just pick up a little bit of that. There we go. It's not too bad. All right. Cannon. Yeah, I know, you're full of sass. I am well aware. So much sass, Cannon. Yeah. Yeah. The Sass Lord. Yeah. Yeah. It's not a mellow mini stream without some butt brushing. Brush that butt. But yes, also snark. Gotta have a little bit of, have a little snark. Life is dull without some snark. Cannon, you shush. Shush your banana. You're good, buddy. At least let me finish this one, like, rag that I'm doing on this guy. I can feed you after that. Tell you, all that cat does is eat. Eat, scream, and then sleep. It's on rotation. let's see. They have add-ons, but you can't do the add-on. So usually with Cool Mini or not, you put in the amount so you make the pledge, and when you go to the section where you're like entering what credit card you're going to pay, you can actually modify the amount, or you can increase it, and that money then is calculated at the time of the pledge manager. So basically you're paying ahead of time, or alternatively you can just add them in the pledge manager itself. Yeah, I want to know where you can change your pledge. Yeah, you can change your pledge in the pledge manager as well. Gannon, I'm not done yet. You gotta relax. Yeah, you gotta relax. You sweet little turd. Not sure what you mean by a second part. Like, do you mean like a sequel to the game? Like the add-on that they usually have that's Kickstarter exclusive? What are you referring to? I've spent more money on Kickstarters than I care to admit, so maybe I can help you out. Yeah, the Marvel United X-Men that they put up as an optional buy, you can get their previous Kickstarter. Yeah. So as the optional buy, so that is likely going to not be listed as an option like core pack plus optional buy. So what you want to do is, if it tells you the price of it, when you can modify your pledge, and like you can add whatever the amount is, like $50, $20, $40, whichever. When the pledge manager comes out, they're going to keep track of that extra money that you put in, and it'll be credit, and then you can spend that credit on your optional buy or on your shipping and handling, whichever. Yeah. I don't know what the bonus support section is. That sounds like just the terminology that they used for it. Because like on the right hand side is all the pledges. There might be a pledge that includes the core set plus that previous bundle. If not, it's going to be an optional buy that's in the pledge manager. The pledge manager is going to come when the Kickstarter campaign is over, and that's when you get to add on all your goodies and stuff, or spend your credits, or pay additional funds for the extras. Yeah, hopefully that helps. I would pull up my. I think they call it Geek Funder, is their in-house pledge manager. But I think mine shows my credit card information, so I don't really want to share that or risk showing that. Otherwise, I would show a live example. But yeah, it's a little different than your typical shopping cart. The actual shopping cart, so to speak, doesn't come in until the pledge manager. Then it's going to be a little bit more of a familiar interface. Come on, I could use more minis. I like that. That's a good pun. It's a good name that they went with. Cool mini or not, come on. I like that. Some people call it like Simon, and I'm just like, no, come on. It's come on. Like, don't try that with me. Maybe they call it Simon, but I mean, you can't spell that and not be called come on. Come on, what you talking about? What you talking about? Unless maybe said person is from New York and wants to avoid the word come on at all costs, in which case I understand. Currently they got 6,000 backers. The most they can spend is $100. Oh, absolutely, yeah. The minimum I think they can spend is $100. Because you can take the $100 pledge, but put down $500. I want you to think Peon voice. Acting in Warcraft 3 as you read the following dwarf. I don't know what that sounds like. I did not play Warcraft 3. I played Warcraft 2, which in my opinion is a superior Warcraft. I mean, who doesn't like pirate orcs? Come on, guys. Pirate orcs. And when a guy dies, they just turn into a bloodstain on the ground. Oh, it was great. How I miss the days of DOS. DOS gaming is where it's at. I think that's the only reason you don't see remakes of Warcraft 1 and 2. It's because they ran on DOS, and I believe Warcraft 3 did not. I could be wrong on that, though. I punned it. Yeah, minimum $100. Kickstarter is confusing. That's fair. It's definitely different, especially if this is your first Kickstarter. I totally get it. Alright. I am definitely leaning towards the vividness here. This is much more vivid. I think that's why I normally wait. Yep, that's fair. But hey, you know, you're getting feedback from people who've done it. You know, and now you're gonna experience all the Kickstarter exclusives, and it's gonna motivate you for future Kickstarters. And the psychology of the fear of missing out is going to take advantage of you. There's some psychological warfare with that. It's really there. All right, I'm gonna be right back. I'm just gonna feed the cats so they don't scream at me as soon as I stand up. So I'll see you guys shortly here. Really? That's dumb. Alright. What is going on with my audio? Nope, that's not what I like. And I see still cameras on, which is good, which is good. Hello, I'm back. It looks like you can hear music, but I cannot. Great. Okay, and then perfect. That's what I like. It's a dwarf with a gun. Looking good, Loki, looking good. Okay. Why are you face palming? I don't get it. I don't understand the face palm. I see that there's some double posts. Is that why you're face palming? It's all good. All right. Da, 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 da. So I'm gonna put that one down for now. Start all the. What is going? Hey, 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 hey! You do not attack her. Cut that out, Ganon. Zelda, are you okay? Sorry, guys. Ganon's chasing her. Ah, you get out of here. You're fine. No, Zelda. Zelda, you're okay. He's been having this habit of sneak attacking her when she comes out of the washroom. He is not a very nice brother. Holy heck. Alright. He's gotten a little too rambunctious, I tell you. You know what? Touche. Touche. I will concede to that. That's too funny. This is on you. You're not wrong. Alright, so just really just like go down. Just realizing this used to be a fryer. Alright. I feel like I like the 3 better, but I'm liking how long the bristles are on this one. You know, I wouldn't mind Ganon attacking Zelda, if not for the fact that she's wearing a cone. She's like, he's picking on someone who doesn't have as much of an ability to defend themselves. The funny thing is, when she doesn't have a cone, she beats the ever-living crap out of him sometimes. And he just doesn't know how to fight back. So, you know, there's a little bit of karma going on here, but I would just like it if it wasn't taking place when she's, you know, can't fight back very well. What a little jerk. Got a quiet crowd today. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. One of my weaknesses, when people aren't chatting, I don't really know what to talk about, you know? I mean, that's on me. That's not on anyone else. If you guys are here and quiet and just enjoying yourselves, I mean, I must be doing something right. So don't feel like you have to change your behavior. This is something that I need to work on. It's a skill, you know? I also need to not worry about basically my self-confidence of like a quiet viewership doesn't necessarily mean a bad stream. It just means a quiet viewership. You know? Plenty of people are very happy just doing their lurk. No, no sorries, right? No sorries. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Cinco de Mayo? Cinco de Mayo is a Mexican celebration. Hi, Gannon. Gannon, hello. Some Americans incorrectly call it Mexican Independence Day. That is not what Cinco de Mayo is. If I recall correctly, Cinco de Mayo is a celebration of a... Gannon, you need to chill out and relax. It's a celebration of a victorious battle that happened, but let me double check the accuracy of that. If I recall correctly, the battle that they ended up winning in question is actually very significant to the States. Who's Filkstra? I do not know who that is. Cinco de Mayo. Holiday celebrating Mexican heritage, linking to Pride, and is held on May 5th and celebrated in the United States and some parts of Mexico, mostly in the state of Puebla. Cinco de Mayo is not Mexico's Independence Day, the most important national holiday in Mexico. It is the Mexican state of Puebla. Cinco de Mayo is celebrated because the Mexican army won the Battle of Puebla. I'm probably butchering that. Pueble? I don't know. I do not know Spanish. From the French army on May 5th, 1862. This was a surprising victory. The army was under the leadership of General Ignacio. Oh man, I'm not going to be able to pronounce any of that. But yeah. It was a holiday celebrating a victorious battle against the French army. Very nice British streamer. I'll have to check him out sometime. I mean, if I had something to talk about, I would talk about it. But, you know, at the moment, I don't really have anything to talk about on my mind. I'm just relaxing, painting, listening to these same chill tunes that you guys are. You know? Human hours. You gonna head off to bed? You're gonna head off. No, you're green, the same shade of green for me as Loki. I misread that there. All right, so you're heading off. You have yourself a excellent rest of the day, there, Wolf Parable. Lovely to have you come hang out, and you take care, eh? I think I smell food. I don't know though for sure. I hope I smell food. I like food. Pretty simple that way. Alright. So we got these two. And I'm liking that the shade of purple is pretty spot on. Good job. Let's mix that in there. I'm seeing that I've got all this like uncolored bits here. Let's fix that up. that's right. I didn't do that side. I need to do that. Ah, so it will do that. Okay. So after a while, I'm seeing that the Pro Acryl will do the same thing on after too long on my wet palette, in which it'll separate. Which happens, you know, that's fine. It's not the only paint that does that. Yay, welcome back there, Mellow Miniatures. Lovely to see you. So that's good. I just need to know to use the working time while I have it. Not leave it there for too long. It looks like it's settling now. It wants to work with me rather than against me, which is good. These layers look gross. Yeah. Come from Zombicide, Black Plague. Alright, so now that I've done that, I'm going to start layering on one of them. I'm going to start off with a Dusky Skin highlight. I'm going to do that for the one that I've been painting in MSP. So one of these guys is entirely Pro Acryl, minus the pus-filled poxes. The other one is so far MSP, and both of them are using the dead flesh from Vallejo Game Color for, again, the poxes, the pustules. Do I want to put on a wash on any of these parts? I will find out after doing some highlights here. MSP, Microsoft Paint. Master Series paint from Reaper Miniatures. I have a Reaper model or two, thanks to you. I might buy some. Yeah. And I've got a referral link. You can use the referral. Huzzah! If I do this, exclamation mark Reaper, there you go. And if you purchase Reaper Miniatures using that link, that can go towards me getting credit. And at no extra cost to you. soon I'll have my own links just so you watch. Yeah, I mean, I sent you the details on how to get it from Reaper. Reaper will accept anybody as of 2021. Basically, the Reaper one works kind of like a contest, where people who have earned up to a certain amount on behalf of Reaper through referral purchases will get gift cards of varying amounts. So it's like the topmost blah will get this much, the topmost blah will get that much, so forth and so forth. Bless you. Bless you. Bless you. Like I said, the size of your channel does not matter for the 2021 referral or partnership program with Reaper. But if you want to hold off and just keep using mine for now, I'm not going to object. Alright, time for my Wednesday night ritual. Bedtime and Geekette. Yep, that's right, she is streaming. Have a great night, and no innuendo. No worries, I knew what you meant. If Geekette was streaming at nighttime for me, I would most certainly have her stream part of my, way to get tired. And if anyone thinks my stream is relaxing, hers is just like a concentrated version. Although I've gotten mine to be a little bit better. I'm certainly on my way to a more chill stream, that is for sure. Although I want to get an even darker background. Yes, exactly. I'm glad about that too, because that means I can raid into her. Likewise, can enjoy her stream when I'm done, and so forth. She's a really cool person. I look forward to working alongside with her in June as part of the fundraiser. That is her, fundraiser campaign, and I really look forward to it. Doing all these highlights, I am so happy about it. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was trying to tell you, buddy. I've been telling you that for a while. And you know what? I will let you know this. If you get a referral link, I will use your referral link. I will not use mine. I will use yours. And I would hope you would do the same for me, but no obligation. And hopefully you'll be able to get some credit for them. So yeah, if you don't make, if your referral link doesn't get enough, I believe you do not get anything. So you have to really push that that link, which I don't do a whole lot because that feels kind of like, I don't know. It is what it is. I mean, I like it. It's just I don't push it very hard. Just kind of when people bring it up, I'm like, oh hey, I've got a referral link. Here you go. Yeah, that's how I kind of like to operate. You know, you help me, I help you, community. I try to be very consistently community driven. And I think people have been picking up on that, and that makes me really happy. It is so bright today. Let's see here. If I... That's about an 82. So I'll go like that. There we go. So far, this gross little zombie guy here is everything I've been hoping he would be. And so far, the scheme that I'm working on appears to be doing well, which I like. I don't want it to be too purple. I just want it to be like faded, bloodless, and purple-ish. And that appears to be working. If that makes any sense for everyone. Like, he is purple, but he's only like a bit purple. Like it's the shadow parts that are the most purpley. You know. It's like a dusk kind of color. They used the Facebook notification sound in the song. That's cool. See, I missed a boil there. And I actually have to pull up a little bit more of this. So for this model, because basically one of the things I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be playing with washes to get some of the effects of like sore, bloated, torn flesh. I'm going to have to do all the highlights first, and then I'm going to add in those effects. Which, you know, can potentially cause some loss of the details and work that I'm doing, but that's all right. You know, we're not too concerned about that. You know, it's we lose some of the things, then we just paint over it and we try to, you know, restore some of them. Just a little bit of extra work, but it should be well worth it. Because if I do the wash effects now, I'm going to be painting over top of them, and that's not really what we want. So, you know, gotta trust the process just a bit. Paint is paint. It can be fixed. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, we can always touch it up afterwards. You know, and it might look good right now, but what our aim is to make it look better. And sometimes you gotta make it look a little bit worse so that you can make it look better. There's something that I call the butt ugly stage. And right now, I don't think we're really hitting any butt ugly stages today with this, which makes me quite happy. But you know, it's something to always keep in mind. Like sometimes it's gonna look bad, and you gotta accept that and just move on and trust the process. I say that I'm still neat and slow and get annoyed when I paint the wrong bits. That's okay. You know what? It takes time. I know how long you've been painting, and for what you are doing, for how long you've been painting, I think you've been doing really well. And I look forward to seeing how you paint up some of those minis that I sent you. And you know what? That is a perfect opportunity to be bold and you know, paint bravely, and you know, risk messing up some of those models, because while you know we did trade, but effectively you got some new models for free, relatively speaking. So again, it was a trade. You had to pay for shipping, and I had to pay for shipping, but it's a great opportunity to, you know, be experimental, take some risks, and maybe mess up some models. Yeah, it'll be exciting. I look forward to seeing what you do, especially with that griffin, but I won't spoil too much. Yeah, exactly, right? And how does this like? I don't mind talking about some of the details in front of everyone. How does Saturday sound for some of those video calls or those Discord calls? Because I stream on Saturday, so I can. That'd be Saturday night for you. All right. So I'm going to. Oh, nice. That's exciting. So one thing I am noticing with these bottles, it's definitely a noticeable amount of paint loss when you close it. You can do Saturday night? Don't think there's anything planned? Alright. Let's see here. So that's really bright. I need to add more gray to that. A little more pink. Still need more gray. And I think I need a bit more of that ivory there. Yeah, so I need to bring that up a little bit. It's very exciting trying to do this with the same scheme, but with a different brand of paint. I'm just doing mixing. I'm really enjoying that experimentation. Okay, so we're going to add just a dab of that just to lighten it up. Still not quite it. Need more gray, need more ivory. Only little bits of purple. Just the slightest hint of purple. That's too gray. Now more purple. There's the purple. It's too bright, is it? Yeah, still too purple. Heck, that is a tricky color to nail. I'm trying to get that. It's really close in some ways, but really far away in others. Let's see here. What if I take some of that? Ooh, yeah. Take that. Oh man, I'm getting close. I need like a... Do I have any other grays? I don't. Huh. Let's try some of that warm gray. Because basically what I'm trying to get is like warm gray with a bit of purple. Only a little bit of purple. Yeah. And like a hint of that dark gray. snap, am I getting it? What do we got here? Squiddlezank. How do I spell that? Squidzilank. What's going on? Lovely to see you. I am just experimenting right now. I'm trying to paint these two bloated bursters from Zombicide, Black Plague, and I'm trying to do one in MSP paints, and I've got this brand new collection of what do you call I think that's it. I think I got it. At least I got it as close as I'm going to get to it. This new collection of Pro Acryl paints, so I'm trying to see, can I capture that that same color in Pro Quill. Squidzilla Inc. Loving the zombies. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. All right, cool. Let's make sure to give Squidzilla Link a shout out here. Perfect, and thank you for helping me out with that there green skull painting. Perfect, all right. And oh, I am seeing it as 3 o'clock. This is actually the time that I usually end my streams at. I may need to... Oh man, you guys just raided. Okay, I'm gonna try and do just a little bit of highlights here, because you guys just came in. I can't just like start doing a raid right away like that there. What were you working on, Squidzilla Inc? What were you working on? Painting up the Hulk from Marvel Crisis Protocol Minis. Oh, that's exciting. I understand that there was a new Kickstarter from Cool Mini or Not for their Chibi Marvel game, which is really cool. I really like a lot of the Marvel minis, because the one that you're talking about is the more life scale proportion ones, if I recall correctly. I've seen a lot of people painting up like Captain Marvel and stuff, and they all look really cool. Probably another 2 streams away from finishing it. Yeah, the 32mm scale one's perfect. That's what I thought. So I don't know if anyone else has been using Pro Acryl usually. Today is my first day with them, and I gotta say I'm loving it. I certainly do feel like I found a new paint in my collection that I would have a hard time saying no to using it again in the future. Definitely not as many colors, but I don't really mind that because the mixing process for these Pro Acryls is actually nice and enjoyable. They mix very nicely. Thank you to Monument Hobbies for providing Outsider Miniatures with a gift coupon for his charity stream. He is partnered with Monument, and I happened to just be the lucky winner for that gift card. And I gotta say, loving it. Gonna have a good one? Alright, have a good one there, Chef. Have a good night. Yeah, I like 32mm scale. I really prefer 32mm scale, if I'm being honest. Just, because I like the painting aspect of the hobby, right? So anything that's a little bit bigger, oh boy, I'm there for it. Yeah, if it's late for any of you guys, you definitely rated into the stream that puts people to sleep. Oh, that's excellent. It's nothing worse than painting a model that might not be fun to paint. If you can get one that's like a blast through and through, that's something special. Yep, 11 p.m. over here, and your eyes are getting heavy. Yep. Nope, I'm definitely been told more than once that people have fallen asleep in here. Yeah, so you got your nice warm fuzzy cat or pet snuggled up next to you. Don't know how to tell you this, but you're doomed to fall asleep. There's no way around it. You're gonna fall asleep, you know? Alright. I think I'm going to call this guy quits just for now here. Just because I gotta actually get ready for work. So what we're gonna do here, I'm just gonna take a quick look. Sorry for those who raided in. You know, gonna be hopping around just a little bit here. Let us find out who we are going to raid. Who's live? No, that's not what I was trying to do. So normally I would be raiding into Giggling Geekette. Good friend of the stream here. But you know what? I see that... Let's see, who else is there? Looks like Walter is starting up soon. Walter gets a lot of streamers. Or get lots of raids. Usually has pretty high numbers. You know what, let's go hang out with Scotch and Hobbies. Scotch and Hobbies is a phenomenal painter. And looks like it's just him and a couple people. So let's raid Gonna raid Scotch and Hobbies. And I will see all of you guys over there in just a little bit. Again, as always, be sure to take care of yourself. You know, have a good time. Be careful out there. And, yeah. Be the best you that you can be. Alright, let's go on over there and raid.